In the previous lecture, we had just started the derivation of Gamow theory of alpha decay. So there we saw that if we have a potential barrier which is of uniform height, it is of uniform height and it has a barrier width of L, then the transmission probability, it is given by natural log of transmission probability, it is equal to minus 2 into K2 into L. Now L, it is the width of the barrier and K2 is defined by under root of 2m into U minus E. So keep in mind U is greater than E. So the potential barrier which this particle of energy E, which this particle has to face, the potential barrier, it is of height U and U is greater than E. So K2 is given by root of 2 into m into U minus E divided by h cut. So this is the formula of K2. And in this case which we had seen, which we do in quantum mechanics, here the barrier height is constant. So for this length L, the barrier height is constant, whereas we were doing the case of alpha particle. So alpha particle, it has an energy which is E and it has to cross this barrier. So this barrier which the alpha particle has to cross, it is of decreasing height. The height of the barrier is decreasing with the distance. Here the barrier height was constant, so K2 was constant because barrier height U was constant. So if U is constant, E is also constant, so K2 will be constant value. Whereas in this case, the alpha particle, for the case of alpha particle, the barrier height is decreasing. So U will be decreasing with the increasing distance. So U, it is the potential energy of the alpha particle and U is defined by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into 2z E square by R. So this formula we had already done in the previous lecture. So 2 into E, 2E, it is the charge on the alpha particle and Z into E, it is the charge on the daughter nucleus. So U, the potential energy of the alpha particle will be given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 into Q2 divided by distance between the two charges. So potential energy at any distance, let's say at this distance the potential energy will be given by this point, and what will be this value? It will be given by this formula 2z E square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R. So as R is increasing, the potential energy is decreasing. So this decrease is given by 1 by R term. So as the distance is increasing, the potential energy will decrease. So now we are going to find the formula of natural log of transmission probability for the case of alpha particle. So Gamow's theory, it was put forward because the classical mechanics was not able to explain the emission of alpha particle. Now energy of the alpha particle, it ranges from 4 to 9 mega electron volt, whereas the potential barrier which this alpha particle has to face, it is about 25 mega electron volt, due to which the classical mechanics, it failed to explain the emission of the alpha particle from the nucleus, because according to classical mechanics, if the energy of the particle is less than the barrier potential, the potential barrier, if the energy of the particle is less than the barrier height, then the particle can never escape that particular region. So the alpha particle, it should remain only in this region according to classical mechanics, whereas the Gamow's theory, it was put forward just to explain how the alpha particle, it got emitted or it gets emitted from the parent nucleus, and the basis of the Gamow theory was quantum mechanics. So Gamow, he used the quantum mechanics to explain the emission of the alpha particle. So the quantum mechanics, it says that if the energy of the alpha particle is less than the barrier height, then there is a definite, though the probability of the transmission is very small, but that is non-zero. So though the transmission probability of this particle through this barrier is very small, but it is non-zero probability. So there is a small probability for this particle to get transmitted from this barrier, and that process is called as tunneling. So this concept you have already done in quantum mechanics, then that when the energy of the particle is less than that of the barrier height, so in that case the particle, it is able to get transmitted through this barrier. So the probability of the transmission is very small, but still the particle, it will manage to get transmitted from this barrier, potential barrier. And this process of getting transmitted through a potential barrier whose height is greater than the energy of the particle, this whole process is called as tunneling. So according to classical mechanics, tunneling is never possible according to classical mechanics, but quantum mechanics, it gives us the explanation of non-zero transmission probability when the potential barrier is greater than that of the energy of the particle. So this is the energy of the alpha particle, and we have drawn only this small portion. So we have drawn only this small portion of the potential barrier which this alpha particle has to face. So this is the energy of the alpha particle, and this is the distance r0, and it is the radius of the daughter nucleus, and this, it is the barrier height, the maximum barrier height. And as the distance increases, the barrier height, it decreases, and this decrease is due to 1 by r term. And at this point, at this capital R, at this point the energy of the alpha particle is equal to the potential energy of the alpha particle. So here this line, this dotted line, it intersects with this line. So at this point we can say at distance capital R, the energy of the alpha particle, it is equal to that of U. So at this point what will be U? It will be equal to 2ze square by 4 pi epsilon naught capital R. At this point U will be given by 1 by capital R. So the energy of the alpha particle is equal to 2ze square by 4 pi epsilon naught capital R. So energy is equal to, energy of the alpha particle is equal to 2ze square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught capital R. So now the main task is to find K2. Now K2 in this case, it was given by root of 2m u minus e by h cut. Now in this case the K2, it will be dependent upon R, because here we have u, and u is dependent upon r in the case of alpha particle. So K2 will also be a function of r. So K2 will be given by 2m root of 2m u of r minus e divided by h cut. So that will be equal to root of 2m 1 by h cut, it can be taken outside. So 2m into 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2ze square divided by r. So this is the expression of u of r. This whole expression, it has been substituted instead of u of r minus e divided by h cut. That will give us the expression of K2, and you can clearly see that K2 is also dependent upon r. So as the distance will increase, K2 will also change. So as distance is changing, the u will change, and hence K2 will change. So the natural log of transmission probability, how do we write this formula for the case of alpha particle? So this expression we had written for the case of constant barrier height. So how do we write this for the case of alpha particle where the barrier height is not constant? So natural log of t is given by minus 2 into K2 into total length. So this is K2 into total length. So this whole formula, it can be written as natural log of for the case of alpha particle, it can be written as natural log of t will be given by -2 will remain as it is. Now K2 is dependent upon R. So K2 which is dependent upon R. So let's say at this point we take a small distance dr. At this point we take a small distance dr, and let's say we take a small patch in this barrier. So we take a small patch in this potential barrier, and this patch, it is of thickness dr. So instead of L, so we have divided, what we have done is we will divide this whole potential barrier into infinite number of such patches, and that patch, very small patch, it will act like a uniform, or you can say a constant height potential barrier. This small patch, it is of such a small thickness that the height of this small patch, it will be almost constant, and we can take this formula, we can write this formula for the case for this small patch. So what we have done is, so we have just divided this barrier, this potential barrier, into infinite number of small patches, and we are taking only one patch for time being. We are taking only just one patch, and this small patch, it is of such a small thickness that height of this barrier, it will be constant, and we can use this formula for this patch. So keep in mind, we have to use this formula only for this small patch. So this formula we cannot write for the case of whole potential barrier, because this formula, it is for constant height of potential barrier, whereas here the height is decreasing. So what we do is, we just divide this potential barrier into infinite number of patches, infinite number of strips, and we are taking only this small strip for time being, which is of thickness dr. And this is of such a small thickness that the height of this barrier, it will be almost constant. So natural log of t for this particular patch, natural log of t for this particular patch, it will be given by -2 into K2, which is dependent upon R. So K2, it is a function of R. So natural log of t will be given by -2 K2, which is dependent upon R, into the thickness of the barrier, or you can say into the width of the barrier, and width of the barrier is nothing but dr. So we are just taking this small patch for time being. So we are taking only this small patch, and this small patch, it is equivalent to this potential barrier of constant height. So we are using this formula for this patch only. So the natural log of t will be given by -2 K2 into R, K2 which is a function of R, into dr. So the total transmission probability, so this is only for the case of this small patch. So total transmission probability, it will be given by integration of this term. So we will be doing integration of this term over R. So we will do integration over the variable R, and what is the limit of R? R varies from R0 to capital R. So limit of R is from R0 to capital R. So natural log of t for the case of this whole potential barrier, it will be given by integration of this term. So natural log of t, it will be given by this, natural log of t, it will be given by -2 into integration of K2, which is dependent upon R, into dr. So the integration is over the distance R, and what are the limits of R? They vary from R0 to capital R, because we are taking the length of the barrier. Here we have taken the length of the barrier, and here the length of the barrier is from R0 to capital R. So from R0 to capital R. So now the main task will be just to solve this integral, and we will find the final expression of natural log of transmission probability. So we have to solve this whole integral. Now before solving this integral, first of all we will simplify K2. So K2, which is dependent upon R, it is given by root of 2mu minus E divided by h cut, and that can be written as 1 by h cut under root of these terms. So we have just substituted u of R, which is given by this formula. Now what is E? As we have seen that at this point u is equal to E. So at this particular point u is equal to E. So what is E? That will come out to be equal to 2ze square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught capital R. So this comes from the concept that u is equal to E at small r is equal to capital R. So when small r it is equal to capital R, u will be equal to E. So the two curves, they are intersecting at this point. So at this point u will be equal to E. So from here what is u? At this point what will be u? It will be equal to 2ze square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. So at this point what is r? It is equal to capital R. So u will be equal to 1 by capital R into this constant term, that will be equal to E. So this is the expression of energy of the alpha particle. So now we will substitute this term in this K2. So K2 will be equal to, so we will write K2 as, so here we will use 2m, we will take 2m divided by h cut square power 1 by 2. So this root 2m divided by h cut, it can be written as 2m divided by h cut square power 1 by 2. So this we have just clubbed 2m and h cut in one single bracket. So into what we will have? We will have 2ze square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught small r. So 2ze square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught small r minus we have energy of the alpha particle, and energy of the alpha particle we have just calculated using this equation. So that will be 2ze square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught capital R, and what we have is u minus E power 1 by 2 because we are doing the under root. So this will be whole power 1 by 2. So this is the expression of K2. So in these two terms what we have common? We have 2ze square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught common. So that will be 2m divided by h cut square power 1 by 2, and we will take 2ze square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught common outside. So that will be 2ze square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught power 1 by 2. It will remain as it is, and you will get 1 by small r minus 1 by capital R power 1 by 2. So now we will do a bit modification, and we will multiply and divide this term by r power 1 by 2. We will multiply by r power 1 by 2 and we will divide by r power 1 by 2. So we will just club this r power 1 by 2 in this bracket. So here we have 2ze square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught power 1 by 2, and here we have 1 divided by r power 1 by 2. So we will just club these two terms. So we will get 2m divided by h cut square power 1 by 2 into 2ze square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r. So this r power 1 by 2, it has been clubbed with this term whole power 1 by 2. So in the bracket you have r. Outside the bracket you will get r power 1 by 2, it will remain as it is, into 1 by r minus 1 by capital R power 1 by 2. So we had just multiplied and divided this whole equation by r power 1 by 2, and then we clubbed this r power 1 by 2 with this term, and now the remaining r power 1 by 2 term, it will be multiplied inside this bracket. So you will get 2m divided by h cut square power 1 by 2. Now what is this? 2ze square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught capital R. So this term 2ze square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught capital R, this term is nothing but equal to energy of the alpha particle. So this is nothing but equal to E. So this can be written as E power 1 by 2. So the power will remain as it is. Now this r power 1 by 2 term, it will be taken inside the bracket. So that will be equal to r divided by small r minus 1 power 1 by 2. So this r power 1 by 2 term, it has been taken inside the bracket. Now this e power 1 by 2, it can be clubbed with this term. These two terms, they can be clubbed. So K2 will be equal to 2me divided by h cut square whole power 1 by 2 into capital R divided by small r minus 1 whole power 1 by 2. So this is the final expression of K2. So now what we will do is we will substitute this expression of K2 in this integral. So we want to find is natural log of transmission probability. We want to find the formula for this term. So to find this formula, we need to find what is K2. So we have just found the expression of K2, and next step will be to substitute this expression in this integral, and then we will solve this right hand side of this equation. Now natural log of t, the equation that we had got, natural log of t was equal to minus 2 r naught into capital R, K2 which is dependent upon r into dr, and we had just found the expression of K2. So K2 was equal to, it came out to be 2me divided by h cut square whole power 1 by 2 into capital R divided by small r minus 1 power 1 by 2. So we will just substitute this expression in this equation. So natural log of t, it will be equal to minus 2. Now this 2me by h cut square power 1 by 2 term, this is a constant term. So this can be taken outside the integral. So this will be minus 2 into 2me divided by h cut square power 1 by 2 into integral from r naught to capital R. So r by small r minus 1 power 1 by 2, it will remain inside the integral into dr. So we have to just we have to evaluate this integral. Now to evaluate this integral, so you have to do various modifications, you have to do various substitutions. So first substitution is of small r. So let's say that small r, it is put equal to capital R into sine square theta. So small r in this integral, it is put equal to capital R into sine square theta. So dr, from that case, dr will be equal to, so what will be dr? That will be equal to r, it will remain as it is because r is constant. Now 2 sine theta into cos theta into d theta. So we have done the differentiation on both the sides. So you will get dr is equal to r into 2 sine theta cos theta into d theta. Now here the limits, these are the limits of r. The r, it varies from r naught to capital R. Now what will be the limits of theta? Because we have substituted r in terms of theta, now we have to use the limits of theta. So to find the limits of theta, first of all, the lower limit of r is equal to capital R naught. So when r is equal to capital R naught, so in this equation, first you will put r is equal to capital R naught, you will get the lower limit of theta, and then you will put r is equal to capital R and you will get the upper limit of theta. So first lower limit is r is equal to capital R naught. So when you will put r is equal to capital R naught, you will get theta is equal to, theta in that case will be equal to sine inverse of r naught divided by r power 1 by 2. So when you will put r is equal to capital R naught, so you will get sine square theta will be equal to r naught divided by r, and then you will find sine theta, that will be equal to r naught divided by r power 1 by 2. So theta will be equal to sine inverse of r naught by r power 1 by 2. So this is the lower limit of theta. Now the upper limit of theta. For upper limit, r is equal to capital R. So upper limit of r is capital R. So when you will put small r is equal to capital R, you will get sine square theta is equal to 1. So from that r and r will get cancelled. When small r you will put equal to capital R. So capital R and capital R, they will cancel with each other, and you will get sine square theta is equal to 1. So upper limit of theta will be equal to pi by 2. So this is the upper limit of theta. So now we will substitute all these terms in this equation. So natural log of t, it will come out to be equal to minus 2 into 2me divided by h cut square power 1 by 2. Then we have integration. Now the limits of integration will change. Now we are substituting r in terms of theta. So what you will get? Capital R divided by small r. Now small r is r sine square theta minus 1 whole power 1 by 2, and dr is 2r sine theta cos theta d theta. So dr will be equal to 2 into r sine theta cos theta into d theta. And the limits of theta, the lower limit of theta is sine inverse of r naught divided by capital R power 1 by 2, and upper limit of theta is pi by 2. So now we will simplify this expression. Here capital R and capital R will cancel with each other, and you will get 1 minus sine square theta. When you will take LCM, you will get 1 minus sine square theta divided by sine square theta. So 1 minus sine square theta is nothing but cos square theta. So on simplifying this expression, you will get minus 2 into 2me divided by h cut square power 1 by 2 integral of, you will get 1 minus sine square theta over sine square theta on taking the LCM. So you will get cos square theta by sine square theta, and you have power 1 by 2 outside. So you will get cos theta over sine theta. So you will get cos theta over sine theta into 2r sine theta into cos theta into d theta. Now sin theta and sin theta, they will cancel with each other, and 2r can be taken outside the integral, and you will be left with cos square theta d theta. So that will be equal to minus 2 into 2me by h cut square power 1 by 2. 2r can be taken outside the integral, and integration of cos square theta into d theta with the limits of theta from sine inverse of r naught by r power 1 by 2, and upper limit of theta is pi by 2. So now the task will be to evaluate this integral. So now we have to evaluate this integral of cos square theta with these limits. So firstly we will solve this integral, and then we will put the solution of this integral in the previous equation. So cos square theta, it can be replaced with 1 plus cos 2 theta divided by 2. So cos square theta is equal to 1 plus cos 2 theta divided by 2 into d theta as it is, and integration as it is. So limits will remain the same, r naught divided by r power 1 by 2, and upper limit will be pi by 2. So firstly we will solve this integral. So that will be equal to, so this will be equal to theta divided by 2. So we are just solving the integral, that will be equal to theta divided by 2 plus sine 2 theta divided by 4, and the limits will be sine inverse r naught by r power 1 by 2, upper limit will be pi by 2. So now we will be putting these limits. So first of all we will putting the upper limit. So upper limit is equal to pi by 2. So instead of theta you have to put pi by 2. So in the first term when you will put pi by 2, so firstly you can take 1 by 2 outside this bracket. 1 by 2 can be taken outside. So you will be left with theta plus sine 2 theta divided by 2, and limits will be pi by 2 and lower limit will be sine inverse of r naught divided by r power 1 by 2. So now we will put the upper limit first. So that will be equal to, instead of theta we will put pi by 2, and in this when you will put pi by 2 you will get sine pi, and sine pi is equal to 0. And then you will put the lower limit of theta. So now the limit of theta, instead of theta you will put sine inverse of r naught by r power 1 by 2. So on putting this value you will get minus of sine inverse of r naught divided by r power 1 by 2. So first of all you have put theta, you have put this term instead of theta with the minus sign, and then you will put this again, this term instead of theta in the second term. So that will be equal to minus of 1 by 2, 1 by 2 will remain as it is, then sine of 2 theta. Now theta, lower limit of theta is sine inverse of r naught divided by r power 1 by 2. Now what is this pi by 2 minus sine inverse? Pi by 2 minus sine inverse theta, it is nothing but cos inverse theta. So we will use the identity that pi by 2 minus sine inverse of theta is equal to cos inverse of theta. So that will be equal to, first two terms they can be clubbed and they can be written as cos inverse of r naught divided by r power 1 by 2. So pi by 2 minus sine inverse of theta, it is equal to cos inverse of theta. Now minus 1 by 2 into sine of 2 sine inverse r naught divided by r power 1 by 2. So now we have to evaluate this term. So this, let's say this term which is sine inverse, so we have sine of 2 into sine inverse. So let's say this is any random angle, let's say this is theta angle, or you can say this is theta prime, because theta we are already using. Let's say this is theta prime because here it is sine of some angle. So this is 2 and this is some angle, let's say this is any theta prime angle. So you will get sine of 2 theta prime. So sine of 2 theta prime will be equal to 2 sine theta prime into cos theta prime. So this we will use the identity of sine 2 theta. Sine 2 theta is equal to 2 sine theta cos theta. So this term we have supposed equal to any random angle which is theta prime. So this will be equal to 1 by 2 into cos inverse of r naught divided by r power 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2. Then you will get 2. You are using the identity of sine 2 theta prime, that will be 2 sine theta prime into cos theta prime. So here you will get sine theta prime. Now what is theta prime? It is equal to sine inverse of r naught divided by r power 1 by 2. So sine theta prime, this sine theta prime, it will be equal to sine of theta prime. Now theta prime is nothing but sine inverse of r naught divided by r power 1 by 2. So this sine and sine inverse will cancel with each other. So sine of theta prime will be equal to r naught divided by r power 1 by 2. So this sine theta prime which we have written over here, it can be replaced with r naught by r power 1 by 2. Now 2 and 2 will cancel with each other. So you will get 1 by 2 of cos inverse of r naught by r power 1 by 2 minus 2 and 2 has cancelled with each other. Now sine theta prime. So sine theta prime is equal to r naught divided by r power 1 by 2 into cos theta prime. So cos of theta prime. So what is theta prime? It is sine inverse of r naught divided by r power 1 by 2. Now you can use another identity of cos of sine inverse theta. So cos of sine inverse of this angle, it will come out to be equal to 1 minus r naught by r power 1 by 2. So cos of sine inverse of angle, it will be equal to 1 minus r naught by r power 1 by 2. So you can solve this by your own. So this integral, this whole cos square theta d theta with the limits of theta, it will be equal to 1 by 2 cos inverse of r naught by r power 1 by 2 minus r naught by r power 1 by 2 will remain as it is. Then this cos of sine inverse of theta will be equal to 1 minus r naught by r power 1 by 2. So this is what this integral will be equal to. So now we will put this expression of this integral in the previous equation of natural log of capital T. So we had just solved this integral. So this integration of cos square d theta, this we have just solved. Now we will put the expression of this integral and we will find the expression of natural log of capital T. So natural log of capital T, it will be equal to minus 2 into 2me by h cut square power 1 by 2 into 2r into this integral. So what is this integral? It is equal to 1 by 2 into cos inverse of r naught divided by r. So you can refer to the previous equation that we had written in the last page. So it is equal to 1 by 2, this integral, it is equal to 1 by 2 of cos inverse of r naught by r power 1 by 2 minus r naught by r power 1 by 2 into 1 minus r naught by r whole power 1 by 2. So now we will more simplify it, and this will be equal to minus 2me by h cut square power 1 by 2 into capital R into cos inverse of r naught by r power 1 by 2 minus r naught by r power 1 by 2 into 1 minus r naught by r whole power 1 by 2. Now we are considering that in the case of alpha particle, the potential barrier is very wide. Potential barrier for the case of alpha particle, it is relatively wide. Relatively wide means that the r distance that we had taken, this was the potential barrier, this was the distance r naught, which is the radius of the daughter nuclei, and this was the distance capital R. So for the case of alpha particle, it has been seen that this potential barrier, this r distance, the width of the potential barrier, it is relatively wide, means this r, it is very greater than r naught. So r is very greater than r naught. So now we will use the approximation, this approximation of r very greater than r naught, and we will simplify this expression of natural log of